Hey, Shalom. Giving all praises, acknowledgement, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah, Hakudash. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, which means He is, He exists. And Yahweh Shai is the name of the beloved Son, who the world will ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Yahweh Shai meaning He deliverer. Bahashim just means in the name. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that have taught us this truth, and they continue to. And shalom to our brothers out there doing this mighty and powerful works in hopes of salvation. Breaking news, UK just announced that mandatory digital identification. Mandatory digital ID. And they're using the excuse of immigration. They're using the excuse of people being unaccounted for. The same shit is going to happen here in America. All right? Now, we know what the true identifier they want to use. The mark of the beast, the R to the F to the I to the D, the microchip. All right? That's going to be the true identifier that they're going to bring with this whole digital ID thing. All right, so I just put in the meaning of the R to the F to the I to the D. It says a tech that uses radio waves to identify people. And not only is going to be able to track, it's going to be able to identify, and it's going to perform transactions. All right. It says manage objects or people by reading data. So all your documents along with your identifier is going to be on the chip. All right. This is big, major news, man.
Shadow economy and remain here illegally. For too many years, it's been too easy for people to come here, slip into the shadow economy and remain here illegally. Because, frankly, we've been squeamish about saying things that are clearly true. It's not just that it's not compassionate left-wing politics to rely on labour that exploits foreign workers and undercuts fair wages, but the simple fact that every nation needs to have control over its borders. We do need to know who is in our country. Our immigration system does need to be fair if we want to maintain that binding contract that our politics is built on. Otherwise, it undermines trust, undermines people's faith that we're on their side, and their belief that the state can and will work for them. And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work. And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work.
For the right to work. So you can see how easily the mark of the beast could be made mandatory. You cannot purchase, you cannot buy, you cannot go to work. All right. Let's actually get that first. Salvation is nearer. It says Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time, we know the time, we know the prophecies, we have the signs of the times. You know, we're able to read that this is the end of this kingdom through the signs. That now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For you jakes that are still snoozing off into the world, don't know what the fuck is going on, all on social media, hey, wake the fuck up. Wake up out of this world, man. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. In this time frame right now, we are so close to Yahweh's return and our salvation, our deliverance. All right? And seeing that is super close, that means the mark of the beast is going to be implemented. That means the nuclear missiles is going to be launched. That means Yahweh Shai is about to be returning to the earth to deliver us. So we really are close. All right? We're just waiting on the mark of the beast. And they are setting up, man. They are setting up to implement a mandatory digital ID. And then they're going to crash the dollar and be like, look, we have something way better. Revelations 13 and 16. And he caused it all. Who's the he? Esau, the starting with the elite banking families. All right? The small hats. The government. He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. So every classification of people, from kids to people that are wealthy, to people that are in poverty, people that are free, people that are not free, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So John the Revelator, he actually seen people put the chip in their hand and use it to pay for food. You know, use it to make purchase. And he's seen people with the chip in their mind, in their brain. All right? Just like how today we're seeing people take Neuralink and other brain microchips. All right? Devices. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark. And a Greek word for mark is charagma, meaning they're going to cut your flesh and put it inside of you. And they're going to get people to literally pierce their flesh and put this device in them. They're going to make it seem effortless. Oh, it's pain-free. It's easy. It's like getting a piercing. Or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And the times is coming out of desperation Everybody's going to convert to this. People might question it a few seconds. They're going to just take it. Because what? They want to work. They want to continue living. You know, buying at the grocery stores. You know, buying things that give them pleasure or, you know, feeling of security. So yeah, man. It's not only for tracking, identifying, it's for purchase as well. Alright, so this thing is going to embody a lot of things. That's why it says this in Revelations 20 and 10. It says, and the devil that deceived them. So people are going to get deceived. It says, led astray, led into error, to sever, to seduce. So people are going to be seduced by this this device, the microchip. And it's going to be seducing because of all the miracles it's going to be able to do. You know, track your health, have your identification. You know, you don't have to bring all these documents, these cards. You know, it might even have your resume. You ain't gotta, you know, bring around or renew all these certifications and shit. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophets are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. So for a period of time, alright, burning that nuclear fire. Alright? But the point is, people are going to be deceived. And they themselves, because of them being deceived, they're going to be cast into the lake of fire, which is the nuclear destruction that's going to happen in America. Because look, it's a lake of fire because it's going to be so much fire. It looks like a lake. Alright? So much fire. So yeah, these people are gonna be deceived. Let me get that. This is gonna be the greatest deception. It says Revelations 3 and 10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation. So the hour of temptation is when the mark of the beast is made mandatory. And you can't go to work unless you have it. You can't buy food necessities. You cannot continue in society unless you're able to identify yourself with the mark in your hand. All right? And they're going to be going around scanning people. Because the scriptures talk about those that refuse to take the mark being beheaded. They're going to be going around checking. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world. So it starts off in the UK, it starts off somewhere in Africa, it starts off somewhere in Russia, it starts off somewhere like UK, then it's going to be here in Babylon. Alright, it's going to be across the whole world. All these governments are going to do the same thing. Alright? And everybody's going to be tested, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So someone in like a small little third world country, Cuba or something, they think they're going to skip past this. It doesn't matter how outdated your country is. It's called the hour of temptation. Alright? Everybody's going to get tried by this. Which shall come upon the whole world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. So when we know the mark of the beast is implemented and brothers' faith is tested, and the Lord is keeping them, meaning He's feeding them, providing for them in the midst of all of this, we know that the Lord is about to return. Alright, we know that salvation is nearer than when we believe, even closer. We hold that fast which thou hast. Yeah, because we have something real special, man. The scriptures talk about treasures in earthly vessels, roughly paraphrasing. Alright? This truth is very precious. Hold that fast which thou hast, meaning don't let it go no matter what, that no man take that crown. And it's going to be a challenge to keep that crown. Alright? When the Lord have Esau implement his mark of the beast, it's going to be the greatest test of faith ever. And guess what? The elect are going to pass in flying colors. Alright? Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of the Most High, and he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God. So you're going to be one of those men coming down to establish an everlasting kingdom, an everlasting rulership. And I will write upon him my new name. He that had an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. And back then, they didn't know what John the Revelator was talking about. But now we do. So if you hear this message and you understand, there's a Spirit speaking to you. But yeah, man, it's coming. Super close. Lose his life. And it's a test. Do you love the Most High more than your own life? Matthew 16:25, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it. So if anybody take that mark of the beast to sustain in this society, they lose their everlasting life, man. And literally, they're going to lose their life. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. like this one. John 12:25. He that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. So the people of this world, they're going to be looking at you crazy. What? You don't want to work no more? You don't want to... How you going to survive? You know, they're going to be like looking at you crazy. Because they're trying to save their life. Fuck nah, they're going to be like, oh, I got kids. I got a house. I got cars. I can't just get up and leave them. But then they're gonna lose it. Alright? They're gonna be part of the nuclear fire. But he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. Forever. Yeah, man. Lord willing and satisfying and to the point, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Shalom.